Hey, what kind of thinking is going to have you take that step closer to becoming smoke-free? I remember with me, one of the things that actually had me take that step closer to becoming a successful non-smoker was getting real clarity around the difference between what a habit is and what addiction is. I know a lot of smokers out there that believe that the reason why they smoke is because it's a combination of habit and addiction. And I'm here to let you know that that's not the case. It's got nothing to do with habit. The reason why you smoke has got to do with addiction. It has everything to do with addiction. And I understand that there are those habitual cigarettes that smokers might have, like the ones when they maybe jump in the car or after a workout, or it might be when they catch up with certain people. There are those habitual type cigarettes, but that's not the reason why you smoke. The reason why people smoke is because of a more core reason, and it's got everything to do with addiction. And I'll just go through a bit of an example, just so you get a bit of a more deeper understanding of where I'm coming from, so you too can see things with more clarity and take closer steps to becoming smoke-free. I'll use myself as an example where right now in the mornings, I've got the habit of waking up, brushing my teeth, washing my face, and doing some sort of a workout. That's the habit that I've got myself into. Now, if I wanted to change this habit tomorrow morning and skip the washing of my face and even skip the brushing of my teeth, I could easily do that. And I wouldn't think twice about it, and it wouldn't concern me. I could easily do that. Whereas I remember that when I used to be a smoker, the first thing that I would do in the morning, within a minute or two of waking up, would be to have a cigarette. And I remember there were a couple of occasions where I wanted to try and delay that first cigarette because I knew just how bad these things were. And I can remember that if I was to try and delay it for an hour or 2 hours, all I could think about was cigarettes. It was torture. I even had the audacity on a couple of occasions as well where I actually thought that I could control my smoking during the day, where I would just carry 5 or 10 smokes with me and try and space them out during the day so I could actually cut my smoking down. And what ended up happening was that in between these larger gaps of not smoking, I was putting myself through torture because all I could do was think about smoking and all I could do was clock watch. So that's the difference. With addiction, the nature of addiction is to smoke more and more, not less and less. With habit, we're able to change habits much more easily. With addiction, it consumes us, it's all we think about, and the nature of addiction, like I said, is to have more and more. There's a great quote by a guy called Jim Rohn who says, "For things to change, we need to change." So what he means by this is that for things to change out there, external to us, externally, and smoking is external, yeah? It's in our fingers, it's an external thing that's going on. We need to change what's going on within. And to change what's going on within, we need to change the way that we see things. And when we see things differently, we begin to think differently. And this is what we've just done right now. We've seen the difference between habit and addiction, and now we begin to think differently about our position and about our situation, which ensures that we're actually taking the right path to becoming a happy non-smoker.